Y'all rock with DJfmi and, of course,
Qianathegoddess.
And we're here at VPR Radio. And guess what we love? You know what we love, Qiana?
What do we love?
We love when people interact with us on social media, yes. Instagram, Spotify, iHeartRadio. The list goes on. And what else, Qiana?
We love to hear your comments. We love to hear your questions. We love when you call us. And we love when you tell us what you want to discuss. So hit our VPR Radio group. Hit us up on VPR_radio on all major platforms. Definitely go and follow this guy.
Why not? Why not? And follow this beautiful woman here.
Qianathegoddess.
Tune in every Thursday, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m.
here on radiofreebrooklyn.org/VPRadio. We love you for watching.
Okay. It's another one for the books, partner. I am ready. How are you feeling today?
You see me with the shades, VPR.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I didn't get too much sleep last night, but I was excited to get on this platform and chop it up with y'all. As always, Qiana, how are you feeling?
Well, I've definitely felt better. The kids caught me yet again, and they caught it from school, but it's all good. We're here. We have
the kids gonna clap Qiana up. Guys, you gotta cover your nose, wear your little mask. So this the season that people, you know what I mean, are catching little germs. All right, so it's not cold enough where it's killing the germs in the air. Just use your hand sanitizer, guys. Act like it's COVID. Keep your feet back.
And wash your hands. I think that's a big part of what happens in the school system with kids and stuff. And a lot of times in the bathroom, soap and whatnot. So, like, what are you school systems encouraging in reference to keeping hands clean and whatnot? We need to get it together.
Bringing it back to school, y'all. Since we're on the topic of school children and YNs, I got two amazing guests that's going to come in here, but I wanted to touch on this topic, VPR. What's going on to the people in the chat? I see you here early on the check-in. Let me know where you're watching at, if you're in your car, if you're moving. But let me kick off this episode correct, man. I always like to talk about our greats, but before we jump into that, let's see what happens when you're truly a YN, when you're a crash out. Before we move on, VP, I want to show you the end results of crashing out, and what that gets you before we move on to a clip that I want to show you. Right now, the U.S. is asking the judge to sentence K-Flock to 50 years in prison.
Wow.
His sentence is set for December 16th. And I just want to bring this up here, put this in perspective. I know we got a lot of older guests that watch, you know what I mean, older viewers that watch, and we do have some younger viewers that watch. This is the epitome of what happens when you crashing out and when you the king of being a YN. You know, he made great music, but he's looking at 50 years, and on the 16th, they're going to see what his life is.
Did he take someone's life? 50 years is a lot of goddamn time.
I'm not sure if the gentleman died. But I think he beat that, and then they're trying to get him in a RICO because he has something going on. So he has a lot. Yeah, he got a lot of situations going on VPR, but
a few cases.
Yeah, man. It's around the holidays too. Like, you know what I'm saying? What they serving in jail? I don't want to know.
Yikes.
I don't want to know. My taxpayer dollars pay for it. But VPR, so I'm gonna bring you to a term that I come. Let me put y'all on before we have our guest join. It's FMI, man. You know, big Unk, Qiana, the beautiful goddess herself, purple goddess to be exact. Let me show you the new term called a senior citizen. You know what that is?
I'm assuming it's an older person that's trying to act like a younger one. Right?
Feel me? And there's a lot of those people around. You know, even like I'll be looking at 30-year-old women. I understand y'all doing y'all TikToks and things like that, but girl, why are you doing the same thing a 16-year-old doing, 11-year-old doing? So let me fast forward to a senior citizen. This is Bow Wow calling into academics, and
oh no,
it something's funny when you can see Bow Wow saying on blood. Like what? You know what I mean? Like, why are we doing this at like 38? He quickly calls academics and starts popping it. I just want to play a few seconds. This is hilarious. Bow Wow, you've given me content for the morning. I appreciate you.
Yo, Bow Wow, yo, we gotta do some shit together, man.
I've been to that. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? I'm the king of the king, nigga. I'm the king of the young niggas. So when you be talking that YN shit, like these niggas be trying to link with me, like this shit that you don't know. Like young boy Ben hit me.
Oh,
like shit. Before he popped out, like my nigga Wack hit not 100. It's another Wack. It's two Wacks in LA. You know what I'm saying? All three of them real ones. They all power.
Are you talking about Wacko? Wacko?
Nah, Wacko one of them. That's me though. Okay. But my Wack 100 used to happen.
VPR, this is the movie actor. I'm not saying he can't be himself. I'm not gonna say that.
Yeah.
But it's just once we hit a certain age, just certain.
You never put up and came that money and fuck with
y'all. Just listen to the clip.
Yo, Bow, you gotta tell me if I pull up to Atlanta, like how to navigate. You know the last time.
Hey, yo, I'm mad that you wasn't here to watch what I did yesterday.
What'd you do?
I spent $275K on jewelry, bro.
All right, that's hold on, that's got
we still do it. It's 2025.
Where's the video
at? We don't need to do this. Who's mine?
You spend my money on jewelry.
Y'all gotta document everything that's like going to be like know that it's real. I don't.
The reason I brought up the clip,
this is my life, nigga. This every day.
VPR is because he claimed himself the king of the YNs.
That's my best.
And I just thought it was hilarious. I'm gonna let a few more seconds play.
Hit that nigga. Say, yo, I gotta go.
We can chop it up. What's going on, everybody in the chat?
Young niggas is wilding. Niggas forgot who the original king of the young niggas is. That's me, nigga. Me, Bow Weezy, me. Every NBA nigga that play ball. Their favorite movie is Like Mike. That's me. That's me. That's me. Niggas still ain't outsold. Niggas still ain't done more arena tours than I did in 6 years. I did 5.
If he drops that N-word,
yeah. This is messing up my blessed energy for VPR. But it's just Bow Wow crashing out and saying he the king of the young YNs is hilarious a little bit to me.
You're like this. I've never in my life have ever seen anything like this. He is definitely the Elvis of the young niggas. He got it.
All right, I will stop the clip there. If y'all want to watch it, y'all tune into Extreme. Let me pause this because that had me dying, and that ties back into our senior citizens.
How about why are you desperately wanting to claim that title? What does that do for you? You have an entire like teenage grown daughter. I saw her on the red carpet some months back. What the hell are you doing? You look like a whole fool. Bow Wow, please. Bow Wow, please.
And I hate sitting here, and I'm not the ageist. I don't want to be an ageist in hip hop because you can still feel young. I've seen some studies where
said the king of the YNs, like, bro.
Yeah, that, and I'm not gonna take away from his accolades. They grew up on like Mike, you know what I'm saying? That he put on the shoes, and he was really hooping like MJ. The thing is, it was funny watching a few minutes of the stream, and I seen that, and I wanted to bring that up here.
Though, if anything, the movie, because I could say this with my sons who are 27 and 25, the movie, or 28 and 26, the movie that resonated would be Space Jam with Michael Jordan. So, are you putting yourself above Space Jam?
For me, VPR, I'm here. I just need to see in the comments and where we sit at is when does the YN title get cut off? Because I'm pretty sure Shad Moss is 38. Not knocking it. You still in your prime and doing what you got to do. Yeah, man. The king of the YNs, you was that, bruh. I never take Bow Wow serious. That's what people are saying in the comments. He's a performer. He gets in character. He's a good actor.
I took him serious is when he was with Ciara. So let's go back that far.
2007, like, yo. God damn, Ciara married now. I have to think about it, VPR. That's how.
He's like 19. You understand me? Okay. That's the last time for real. Okay.
And he isn't old as fuck. Okay, he isn't old as fuck. So that's what they're saying in the comments. He's not old. Which, all right, that's great. But that's that King of the YN comment had me laughing and keying this morning on my way to set up for VPR. And I just had to ask the chat.
I think it's
I just had to ask the chat.
What does the chat think about Bow Wow wanting to be king of the YNs? Do you think that's a good look? Do you think that's a good move? Is he out of the queue?
Is that even something that you want to claim? Like, you know what I mean? I see people doing the quarter neck little zip thing, and that's all these things. Yeah, Dawn and Goddess, top of the morning waist is Spade on the check-in. We appreciate you. A lot of people are here today. We were just going over the senior citizen comment. When you get past that age, when are you past the YN age and that phase? While we on the topic, we got to use better use of AI because I just think content like this is scary. All right. When people are creating narratives, VPR of certain situations,
that was Marlon.
Right? I would like from not my image to be faked or anyone that I work with or anything like that. But Marlon Wayans took time out of his day. Wow, having a spat with 50 Cent. And if you have a spat with 50 Cent, you know how you gonna give it up. He put AI with 50 Cent sitting next to Diddy. We gotta make better use of AI. All right, I know we're using it in certain situations that I work in, but this is out of hand. Because if I seen this online of myself, I would be so livid, VPR. So livid, playing with my image like that.
We were touching on this last week a little bit before our guest slid in, but I think that is where we're going to really see the decline of AI as well, because it's going to become so much. It's like, okay, what's real, what's fake? Where's the reality? And people are going to be looking more for that.
YouTube is embracing it. The CEO came out like 2 days ago and said they're going to use more AI moderation in striking videos. So there's been a lot of content creators that's been getting their channel strike for coughing on their channel, and YouTube is saying this thing. Yeah, I've seen it and I've been watching it. So AI has been running amok because, you know, YouTube says, hey, we don't have to hire too many people, and that AI moderation now is striking channels, taking them down even faster, and not explaining it and calling it just. So Disney this morning just invested $1 billion in AI too.
AI is not perfect in no way, shape, or form. It's technology. It's still being built. It's still being taught. I teach AI in my time. Like when I get off of here, I'm going to be doing annotation. They're still being taught. They're still learning. So you could never just do a free for all. And you're seeing this happen with a lot of platforms declining. If you put AI in charge of everything, there's no checks and balances. You're just assuming it's checking itself, and there's going to be a lot of things falling through the cracks. So I mean, I see it. It's wild. I'm still with, you know, AI can be a very, very helpful tool. But when I create my content, I don't use AI. Do you know there's like more AI TikTok creators than there are human ones that are monetized? Where the hell is this going?
Man, those content channels are balancing out videos at a faster way. And half of it is, you know, non-fact. Because, you know, even it runs a big muck in the criminal, like fake investigational stories on YouTube. Like a lot of people are using the AI to write those fake stories, put them on the channel, use their voiceovers, and they're doing crazy numbers on YouTube.
They are just to get engagement, and it's all fake, right? You know, it's
real, but just to see that YouTube is now prioritizing that content. I think he said along the lines, the CEO said along the lines, it's bringing it back. We're embracing AI more because it's bringing it back to what YouTube truly was, of smaller content creators broadcasting from their house. And I'm just like, but they're not real.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a smaller content creator. That's a fake.
Yeah, anyway. But here we are, VPR. Whatever knowledge I could bring to you in the morning on a Thursday with Qianathegoddess, I will always do that because I feel like we got a connection here. Shout out to the people in the chat right now. AI is amazing if you use it as an assistant, said by Wasted Spade.
Spade
plus
get tired, right?
Plus they don't get tired, VPR. They don't. That connects to, you know, like we had Ryan up here, Ryan Wild, the world. She was just going into that conversation that she had with Timbaland, and now he's fully embracing his AI. And here we are. Because I look at it like this now. You listen to K-pop?
Do I?
Yeah. Have you ever?
My son does.
So what I'm starting to see with K-pop is it's like they are heavily influenced by like urban culture. So they're trying to wash it of a thing. Like if you listen to the music, VPR, take some time out, listen to K-pop, look at the writers that are writing for the groups and see where the influence is being pulled from. I'm not trying to push the narrative of saying we're just consuming hip hop in different faces and R&B in different faces and we're preferring it in a lighter skin color. I'm just saying that's something that has been happening now. Even with more, like I've been seeing more, just, you know, Caucasian artists from like smaller southern cities, like that take up the southern twang rap, like akin to Sexy Red and Glorilla, and their careers are just, you know, moving at a fast pace. Just, you know, I just pay attention to the game, and hopefully we just continue to see the rap game grow, and we used to get to deliver our personal stories. For the artists that do that.
For sure. We're going to do that, and we're going to always represent. But right now, I definitely want to bring JD Mass and Precious Jones up to the stage. We have a lot of conversing to do today with this young lady and this young man. Precious, you're on mute right now. So if you hit the little mute, little microphone, you can unmute yourself. JD, what's up?
What's up, VPR?
Sure.
Happy holidays, Kim Folk, my brother.
Oh, good.
Man.
Yeah. Holidays and all
that. Today, JD, you're extra glowy. You got that halo.
Yeah,
you got the lighting on point.
Window. I just moved into this spot, hence the empty shelves right now.
Blessings. I see you. I hear you.
Right.
Yeah.
Precious, Mrs. Jones, how are you doing?
Good morning.
There we go. We can hear you now, chat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good morning. It is such a pleasure to have you both here. Now, JD is very familiar. He's family. You know, at this point, he can come to the house and just go straight in the fridge. You know, that's But we're very happy to have you here for your first appearance, Precious. And if you guys aren't aware, this is going to be a two-part show because we're going to get into some really heavy topics and we've got a lot to delve into. So we recognize the fact that 45 minutes does not begin at all. JD, you've been here a number of times, so I really want to start with Precious. And then you.
I want you to meet Precious. This is my little sis.
Yes.
From way back when, like, before she was born, even I was best friends with her cousin.
Wow.
And her and my youngest sister became best friends in middle school. And to see who she's become as an adult is, you know, exciting for me as a big brother to her. So please introduce her to the VPR family.
Absolutely. So Precious, I would like you to talk to us. You have a lot to talk about in terms of triumph and resilience. And I would like them to just tell your story. I'd like you to tell your story because I know for a fact, a lot of times when we're telling a story, it feels like it's just us, but I know there's so many people that can resonate with your story and we want to touch as many people as we can. So please introduce yourself from wherever you would like to begin.
I'm Precious Jones. I was born in St. Louis and moved when I was younger, about 3, to California. So a lot of things growing up, California was really rough. We would always come back to St. Louis for summer breaks, and St. Louis was like our place of peace. But when we ended up moving back to St. Louis, it still was pretty peaceful growing up, but as I became a mother and an adult, St. Louis became rougher than California because it's so small. So violence plagued our city really, really bad. I lost my 20-year-old son to gun violence June 17th of 2022. But before then, it was my godnephew, which was his best friend. He was 19 and he was taken away by gun violence April 4th of 2022. And my brother, he passed away from a fentanyl on his 40th birthday, February 24th of 2021. But in 2019, he was shot over 27 times, which he became a paraplegic. So he was a gun violence survivor, but ended up passing to fentanyl. And then June 15th of 2019, my children's stepfather was murdered in his car lot. So it's been death after death after death. And it was just like a no-brainer that I needed to get in the community and do something about gun violence because I was always in a community with the unhoused and helping in that field. But God was telling me a long time ago, I need you to talk to my kids. I need you to talk to my youth. And I'm like, I don't have nothing to say. Like, you know, they're not going to listen to me because I was always the nice one. My house was always packed with kids because I raised 3 boys, and my middle son that was taken away, he was a social butterfly and everybody was a cousin or a cousin of a cousin. So sometimes I walk in from work, walk into my kitchen, and it's a kid in my refrigerator and he asking me, who are you? You they mom? And I'm like, yeah, and who are you? You know, and he just always has several people in my house. Even when he was on punishment, kids will still want to come and be on punishment with him just to be in our house. So I always felt like I was too nice to talk to the kids, you know, and give them a firm talk and tell them what they need to do and what they didn't need to do. So I didn't see myself where I am today, but those losses built me. And my son, it's like losing him was the most hardest thing. All the laws were really, really hard, but especially my baby, is he pulled out the woman in me that I never even knew exist. And sometimes I'd sit and I just can't believe the things that I've done in honor of his name, in honor of his legacy, and in honor of his memory. And I certainly wish that he was here to advocate alongside of me, because I know that this would be something that he would love, because he was always a people person. He used to want to be a homicide detective, but I always used to tell him, you should be an attorney because you do everything an attorney do. You always have a crowd around you. You're very persuasive. You lie, you're handsome, and you dress, and you're very smart, and you should be an attorney. He was like, yeah, no, but I want to be a homicide detective. But I've done a whole lot in our city, in our state, and even outside of our state around gun violence. So um, I've worked on legislation pieces. He has a state day, awareness day, which is June 17th, is the day that he was taken away by gun violence. So in the state of Missouri, it is Neighborhood Gun Violence Awareness and Prevention Day, in memory of Preston
That's
T.
huge.
Jones.
Yeah.
Thank you. And then we have National Wear Green Week for June 17th through the 24th. And that's for, people to realize what happens, because a lot of people focus on mass shootings and school shootings, but it's not too many people that focus on the neighborhood shootings that's plagued our communities for years. And hearing those mothers weep, hearing those fathers cry, hearing those siblings weep, it's really, really hard. And I feel like I want to bring focus, and a lot of focus and awareness and tools and preventative actions to neighborhood violence, because that is a thing. And neighborhood gun violence is an even bigger thing. And majority of those are Black and brown kids and people. So it's overlooked, it's pushed under the rug. It doesn't get as much media attention. It's just like, oh, that's just another one of them dead. Well, no, now when it happened at my door, I'm like, no, it's not going to be just another one of them dead. It's just not going to be another push under the rug. So I have just taken action, and it's not me. I have people around me like JD who helps me. Like, God has put some amazing people in my path to help me with this journey, and He has ordered my footsteps and provided me with everybody the tools that I need to go out and be the warrior and the pioneer that I am today. So.
Wow. Well, there's a lot to unpack, and I know your story goes back even, deeper. But mother to mother, right? I'm a mom of 6. I can't even imagine. I know that pain is just something you can't begin to digest if you're living outside of it. How did you find the resilience to bounce back from that and to create advocacy and to push for awareness to help other young men and young women not become victims to this senseless violence? Because like you said, St. Louis, California, I believe you were in Inglewood, right? We're in New York City. Gun violence is tremendous out here as well, and specifically within our brown and Black urban communities. So how did you, and I know every day still has to be a struggle, but how do you survive through that and create that resilience to build something better and bigger?
When it first happened, of course, I was angry. I was mad. I wanted any and everyone that had a part in it to feel the same way that our family felt. I wanted retaliation bad. And I had to pray on it, because that's never been the person that I am. I've never been a violent person, or a person that, choose violence. I love people. I love having fun. I just, violence is not my thing. So I had to pray on it. I was like stuck in bed for months, and I just kept praying, God, put me out of this place, because not only did my sons lose a brother, but mentally they like lost a mom. So I couldn't show up for them. I couldn't show up for myself. I couldn't show up for anybody but my son kids. And he, when he passed, his son was 8 months. His daughter, he never got to meet. But I always get them. But even when I get them, they're stuck in the house because I can't get out of bed. I get out of bed just enough to feed them, bathe them, and maybe play with them a little while. But I'm right back in bed because I'm, missing their dad so much. So I just saw my life going past, and just me just staying in bed, and my life is just not turning out to be anything. And I said, I know that Tink would not want me to, be this way. So I just prayed and prayed. And one day God gave me the vision to recircle talking to his youth. And I heard him loud and clear when he asked me, now, am I ready? And I said, yes. I said, if you show me what I need to do, I'll do it. And I got up on my laptop and had my laptop right here, my computer next to me, and I was going from screen to screen, figuring it out. Then I ended up reaching out to a consultant to, do all my 501c3. I had never built the website. Somehow I was able to find a link that showed me how to build a website from step to step. So it took me 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks to build this website. And I told God, I said, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do your work. And he basically let me know as long as I do it, he will provide everything that I need. And he has done just that. And I created the foundation December 19th of 2022. And since then, I just jumped off the porch and just started having events. I had never ran a non-for-profit, didn't know anything about running a non-for-profit. I've always been one just volunteering with other non-for-profits, but I started creating events. I just started getting out there and just started doing the work. Some days my events would be 2 people. Some days it would be a packed house, but I never stopped and I don't stop now. And sometimes I'll plan an event the day before, just get out there and go do it. And it's like the people that's meant to come and help in here, they gonna show up. And that's kind of how it been. Jesse is like, how do you sleep? Like, I rarely get sleep because my son was murdered in his sleep. So it was just me and my sons. Like, we are, when it's time to sleep, that's really really hard for us. So we are up at all times of the night, all times of the morning. Like, since my son, we've never gotten a straight good night's sleep. So I was just up at like 4 some in the morning until 6. So when he called, he's like, are you getting on? I'm like, oh yeah, I thought it was this evening. And he's like, you sure? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fine, let me hurry up, hop on. And it's like I do that a lot and I keep going, but therapy, it didn't work for me. Advocacy, that's what worked for me. Being out there helping others, helping other families, that's what worked for me. Just sitting down, speaking to somebody about, going over and over about, oh, well, this is what happened, this is what happened. And that just didn't work for me. It works for me when I see another mother that I was able to help her not lose a child. That's what worked for me. When we are able to get people jobs, and I know that poverty is one of the closest things to crime. So if I'm able to get them jobs or get them in school, then I'm happy when I see that they're happy and they have something to do. So we also give scholarships. I just gave away 15 scholarships for CNA and phlebotomy. So I was really excited about that. I didn't have to spend a dime on doing it. It was just my connections within the community, because when I have these job and resource fairs, they are packed. I screen out the people that's coming in, because you are just not going to come to collect data and say that you came and waste nobody's time, and say that you're going to give a job and you're not even hiring. So I make sure that they're hiring, and if they have something selling allowed, no donation collecting allowed. It's a totally free event, and I don't even charge them to table at the events, because my biggest thing, I want them to be sure that they are giving our community members a job or giving them some type of trade. Like, I bring the union companies there so that they're able to sign up with the union apprenticeships. Like, I really take my time with my job and resource fairs, because I know that you can break cycles of poverty, violence, and all of that when you place somebody in a situation to make legal money. And a lot of our youth, they are stuck on social media with these lifestyles of these rappers, these others that don't even allow their own kids to listen to their rap or their music. So our youth are going out, and even the video games, Grand Theft Auto, and the other ones, they're trying to live that in St. Louis, and it's a reset button on that. It's not a reset button in life. So I try to flood them with the positives and give them something, because certainly I want them to put the guns down. I want them to not be involved in gangs or any of that, but I can't preach that if I can't put something else in their hand. So if I can get them into a job making a minimum 60,000 or more, then I feel like I've done something, and I connect with a lot of people that look like them, that came from where they are, but they're successful. So they can see it's just not an old white man in a suit or a tie that's
That
successful.
part.
It's people like you
Yep.
that come from places like you that can be what you can be, because our kids cannot be what they cannot see. So they can see, like I have friends that are in all different types of jobs, and they come in, they have on they Gucci loafers, they Gucci belts, they Gucci shirts, and they look like what our kids want to see. So I let them know drug dealing and basketball playing or sports ain't the only way that you can walk around in Gucci legit. You can walk around in Gucci legit being an engineer, and this is a black young engineer, or this is a Hispanic young engineer. You can do that, so I'm real big on who I bring into my room so that people can see it can be done. Is, people from our areas are successful, they become successful, and don't let your yesterday determine who your today or tomorrow will be. You can do it. And I tell people all the time, it's okay if you don't go to a 4-year or an 8-year college. That's okay. Because there are people that school is just not for them. They smart with their hands, or they smart entrepreneurs. God made it, gave them something, a creative mind where they can create something that would make them and their family wealthy forever. I talk to them. I'm have real good ties and connections with a lot of our legislators, especially our young ones. I want them to see the young legislators, especially the ones that want to claim hoods. Like I tell them, this is how you really, really have your hood when you're the legislator. So you can control what comes in and what goes out. And so what I do is I get these legislators together, and they tell the youth what a state representative is, what a senator is, what an alder person is, because they don't know, and they're interested then, like, wow, like, yes, this is the pool, this is the connects right here. So my biggest thing is also visual. They need to see, they need to know, because a lot of our youth, some of them, some of our families, not just even our youth, some of our families, the maybe one person might make over 60,000, but some of them is 40,000. And some of our kids look like, I don't want to turn out like my mom or dad or like my cousin and only making it. They got to go to work every day and driving a Honda. No, I want this and the other. So if they've never saw that around them or don't have close proximity to it, that's what breaking generational poverty is for, so that they can see that. And every time I talk to somebody, I say, hey, what you willing to provide for BGP, as far as like, you're in this type of position, can you come and mentor? Are you willing to get some kids under your wing? Because it's very important for them to be able to not just see these people once and meet them, but to latch on and hold on to them and have their numbers for those dark moments when they may feel like, oh, I'm about to go hop in the car and go slide out on somebody or whatever. No, call that lawyer that you met that said that he's going to be your big brother or your big sister, so that they can walk you up out of there. And I have had, you be surprised, the people in positions that's like doing that now for us. And that means a lot to me, because I know that you're reaching back. It's not always about, and I tell people, I've ran my foundation without no grants. It's been out of pocket, but I get a lot of in-kind. I get a lot of people. I do a lot of networking and connecting, and people see that I'm passion driven and I'm not money driven, because this is a lived experience for me, and I know how it feels to bury a child, a nephew, a brother, and so forth. And I don't. It's not easy for us, and I don't ever want another person to go through it. Which I know that my work alone won't stop everything in one day, but from years to come, I want BGP. Even when I'm dead and gone, I want it to continue, because our neighborhoods deserve to thrive. Our kids, they deserve to live out their lives. They deserve to grow old. They deserve to be anything that they want to be. They deserve to be able to walk down the street without having to worry about bullets flying, high speed chases, all of that. They should not have to live like that at all. And they deserve better. And as long as I'm here, I'm going to keep working for them to get better results.
Amen. Well, firstly, thank you for your service, because I already know that you are touching lives in such a tremendous way. And I don't even think you'll be able to understand your reach and impact.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, Precious, like I'm hearing your story, and I want to say I'm sorry for your loss. Honestly, I see how much you've just persevered through all of your experiences, and you didn't let it knock you down. Now, I know we have a lot of people in the chat right now that have family that are going through their own personal battles. Can you like just give a message to mothers, survivors, or anyone fighting any other battle that's unseen to us? Can you leave like some message, at least for them to take away in the chat right now, so they can have for the day as well?
Yes, I would say the battles that you're going through, pray on it, reach out for help. Do not suffer alone in silence. Whether it's a friend that you have or organization in your area that you can reach out to somebody for help because you'd be surprised the things that other people are going through and people are worried about what people might think, so they keep and they suffer in silence. Don't suffer in silence because your child life is worth way more. Your peace is worth way more. And for those, for any that's lost a child or a loved one to gun violence or homicides, period, I would say keep your head up, keep going, reach out, get into some support groups if you into advocacy work and you want to partner. I partner and I don't mind helping people get started. I don't mind helping introduce people to my connections, my circle, but it's always somewhere out there, somebody out there willing to help. Everybody is not the enemy, and retaliation is never good. And I'm gonna say it again: retaliation is never good because it's a never ending war. It's tough people on both sides, and it's just not the way to go. So I would just say, get involved, lean on your family, and anything that causes your peace to be at risk or it causes you to lose peace, remove those things because it's a vulnerable place when you lose a child. You can't afford to have nothing negative around you. Stay around positive, stay around people that believe in you, stay around people that want to support you. Stay away from people that's always trying to tell you to get over it because you will never get over it. And grief, you heal on your own time. Go through your grief the way you need to go through your grief. And if you want to cry 7 days a week for 7 hours a week, you do that because they haven't lost what you lost. So don't let nobody make you feel guilty for being sad, because when I'm sad, I'm sad. When I cry, and it's not anybody that's going to make me feel guilty or, oh my God, it's been 3 years now, you're not over it. I'll never get over it. And when people ask me, certain things, I'll tell them, until you close the casket on your child, don't tell me what to do. So
That's right.
heal the way you need to heal, grieve the way you need to grieve, and process it the way you need to process it. Just stay away from people or thoughts of retaliation because a never ending war is never good. Never.
You got a comment from mom of two boys, says she's sending all her love and strength, especially during the holiday season. A lot of people are connecting with you in the chat.
Thank you.
I know in certain communities, poverty is a big thing that affects the youth. Now, just while we're sitting here, Precious, is there anything that you have in mind that we could do in the justice system that can maybe help benefit, the people that are going through that, whether it be Black, Hispanic, or, young?
Mm-hmm. Volunteer at the juvenile justice systems. I go in and I speak to the youth because I feel like the closest people to the solutions are the closest ones to the problem. So I speak to them and see what's needed. Now, I've been working really hard to do a town hall with legislators, taking the legislators in those spaces because I feel like lawmakers should be sitting with our youth and juvenile to get their perspective on the needs and the whys and how can they create laws and create stuff that will help those youth not go back into those spaces or be successful. Now, I've had a time with trying to I got the lawmakers on my side and they ready to go. It's the juvenile that's like, no, why does she want to do that? Why does she need to bring them here? Because they deserve a seat at these tables too. So JD has been really awesome in connecting it because I was just like getting a closed door, but he was like, not finna happen. This my little sister. She want to come in as juvenile with these legislators. when y'all gonna let her in this juvenile? So their whole attitude has changed. So we will be having those town hall meetings soon, and that's something that we need to continue to have. And I think that a lot of other states should mirror that model, because
Absolutely.
that's going to, yeah, that's like a voice for what they would consider the voiceless, that
Right.
oh, they're just in juvenile, they don't have a voice, but all they do, and they deserve to sit down with these lawmakers, because it's their parents and people, adults in their family, that vote for y'all. So come and talk to our babies and see what they need and see what y'all can do to help them. And then as far as the adults in the justice system, I feel like they deserve the same thing.
That's
They
right.
deserve a sit down as well. So go into the jails. Now they're able to go into the state jails. So we do have legislators that go into the prisons all the time and talk to them. But as far as the county jails, they're not able to go right in. They have to go through a whole different thing. But I feel like they need to have seats at these tables. And when you say that, oh, well, they're going to be in jail so that they can, basically get reintroduced to the world. But then you send them out and they got all these felonies and everything, and they try to get a job, they can't get a job. And it's like,
Exactly.
how does that happen?
Yep.
You said me in jail and you said that this was rehabilitation, but if your own people in your state, your business owners and stakeholders don't believe in the rehabilitation part, why am I doing time if
Right.
when I get out, it's still just like I'm in jail? So that's when I have my job and resource fairs, because I'm just as impacted too. I was in prison twice for an assault coming high school. And so when I have these job and resource fairs, I vet out the jobs that I'm bringing in, because I was one like that too. Get so excited, see on the flyer, second chance felon.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go in and you're thinking that you're gonna get a job. They getting all your information, talk to you, and you never hear from them. Or you get the job and they say, "Oh, well, we received your background check and we can't hire you." And you like, but you said that you was a second chance employer.
Right.
So how? So I make sure that that's not the case. And when they, tell me that, oh, well, yeah, it depends on, the felony, then I don't even invite them, because now you saying that you're a second chance, but now it depends on,
Right.
the crime and this is and the other. It's either you're giving second chances or you're not. It's not in between.
That's
And
right.
we don't believe in wasting people's time. And that's another reason why I push entrepreneurship, and I teach about, well, I don't teach about it, but I bring other entrepreneurs in to teach about entrepreneurship and like getting in legislation, because you can have certain things on your record for legislation. And I feel like the experienced ones are going to bring more to the table than the ones coming from a book, because that book is not going to tell you on page 27 what to do if there's a shootout. That book is not going to tell you that,
Okay.
versus the person that really lived their lifestyle and they know what's going on. So, yeah, like with the Justice Impacted, we volunteer with them a lot, making sure that they are at these tables too, they are at these seats too. In fact, I volunteer with probation and parole a whole lot. When I have events, I make sure, because I know that they have to have community service hours sometime, just all types of things. I make sure that I open up and create spaces for them too, because I know what it's like trying to go and say, hey, I'll even volunteer for my community hours. People looking at you crazy and snobby, like, no, we're not doing that. Come on over here. And then I need y'all to also talk to some of the youth that's
Yep.
headed down the paths that y'all have been headed down. So it's like a full circle thing. And I believe in addressing our community holistically and in the bringing back the village way. So
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
sit I sit those down that's been incarcerated. They sit at the table with me, with mayors, senators, state representatives, and everything. And I'm even like a lot of what people would call streetwalkers. They know me, and we've been good friends for years. And I sit them right at the same tables. And if you got a problem with any of my friends, then you got a problem with me.
That's right. That's
And
right.
to just piggyback off of that, just we need to stop voting for people thinking they're our leaders, because that takes the power away from us. And now we're just sitting at home praying and hoping that they do right by us. No, what Precious is doing is getting out and building community, and then telling the the public servants, which is who we should be voting for, that you need to serve this community. And when we start to get that mindset more and more, because this is how they advertise that we're voting for leaders. You're not supposed to be our leaders. You're supposed to serve us. And so the more we can start taking on the onus of what we have to do as a community together, and then we'll start to vote in people that are going to serve us, and we'll have the ideas that are already in place. You just need to facilitate this service. That is your job, is to publicly serve and serve the public. Because right now, our leaders are serving big money interests and their own interests. So they're still serving. We just haven't taken grasp back as communities to really say, this is how you serve us. And Precious is doing it.
Damn right. And I really, again, want to celebrate you because, you know, from someone who's been in juvenile detention, I understand foster care. These are the moments that can be so impactful, and you can really help to shape the mindset of a youth. Because like you said, if you don't see it around you, it becomes something unbelievable, right? I grew up on the Lower East Side. I used to walk to the Village. I used to walk to Midtown. And I'd be like, this is where I'm supposed to be, you know, Battery, Park City, Tribeca. So it was an expansion, but I knew people, their kids never left the hood. You know what I mean? They never left that 7-block radius. And it's nothing but projects and projects and more projects, and beef with these people and beef up the hill and beef down the hill. When you can create a narrative that kids and even adults, I think we begin to think, oh, they're too old, right? They've out-aged being able to absorb. We're always still learning. Sometimes it just takes that moment of connection. So I'm so happy. I know, JD, you've now been working within the jail and detention system for a couple of months now. Can you give us a little bit of insight on how that's going and how you and Precious are partnering to, again, do this full circle advocacy and really coming in and trying to help as many people as you possibly can?
So I want to just send a shout out to St. Louis County Chief Gaines. He and I met at a anti-racism conference about a year ago now. And I presented to him because he was asking for anybody professional to just come speak to his kids. Look, he, as the chief who's involved in the system, he was saying, you know, this system is set up to send us who we have now as inmates. And we're trying, like, you know, our best to rehabilitate and to really defer people and give them other options, the young children that are, you know, being sent into the system. So they were big on these programs to set up alternatives so that they don't have to be the ones always punishing children, but other ways to help them rehabilitate. So I say all that to say, when I came to present, I was coming to present to speak to the kids. And when I presented the 7 steps of Race for What and my vision for how we developed racism, he and some of his staff members were like, no, you need to come talk to the staff. And so this past weekend, Precious was there to assist me. I mean, not weekend, but Thursday and Friday, I did an 8 hours worth of training for the staff of the juvenile detention and the family court of St. Louis. And it was so many stories of passionate people that really want to help, you know, keep families together and keep children out of just being punished in the jail system. And several of them, you know, were very attentive to what we were saying as far as the Race for What concepts and things of that nature. I wish we had more time to get into more solutions, and I'm hopeful that that's what they become involved in, because that was really in 8 hours. That was my hope and goal, was just to say, this can be done within our, you know, within the confines of us. And so from there, like I said, Precious, or like she said, she's looking at bringing legislators in. I go and speak to the youth in different programs, Urban League programs and other programs, just to give them, like, this is how the system was created. So you understand what you're working with. You understand the psychology that puts you here. You know, shout out to Ali, this, you know, karate teacher from out here that I've worked with, but he talks to the kids and he says, your thoughts are not you, and you are not your thoughts. And that is such a powerful thing because we think they are, right? But they've been given to us. Our thoughts have been given to us. Like you said, Qiana, you went out and got more experience than those 7 blocks. You stay within them 7 blocks, your thoughts are limited to those 7 blocks and what you experience other than what you get on your screen and things of that nature, which is why you guys were talking about earlier with Bow Wow and some of these other things. You know, these are how our thoughts are given to us. They are not us. We can change our thoughts. We can change our reactions. It does take work, but to start to see that, that is the shift that just will lead to a lot of different community building, because that goes back to the cause and effect kind of thing, is getting into that shape. So I said all of that to say, you know, we are working closely with Chief Gaines and some of the members of the juvenile detention for the county, and Precious is working with the circuit attorney for the city, and we are just, you know, we're getting out and looking at ways. Our next, you know, year, we're really talking about how do we start inviting folks look like me in different positions that see not poor people that are marginalized that need our help, but talented, loving communities that are worthy of our investment. And this is the shift in mindset we need to take into 2026.
And drop the mic, because I mean, come on, this is what I'm talking about, and this is why we love you, JD, because you know, you bring it and you deliver and you surround yourself with people that have that same level of passion. And this is a heart work, right? Like, you're not getting paid millions of dollars to go around to speak to these youth, to speak to corporations, none of it. But when you can touch people in that way, I mean, the reach, like I said, like I'm thinking like a data analyst, the reach goes all the way through the roof, you know, like.
Yeah.
And I love VPR, how they connect the dots, like to understand the room that you're in, and then to understand how you're viewed, and then to be able to introduce that way of thinking to others that are not privy to that knowledge, and to still have them be open to work with you. That takes mental work within itself to build a concept in order to, and that's why I'm like, and he does this work every day. So in his private time, he's creating these mental concepts just to learn how to reintroduce it to different people, different walks of life. And that is the beauty in the VPR. So you guys have told us so much. Precious, I gotta ask, what's next? You got a few, more days left in the year? What's next for Precious? We heard about your life. What are you looking forward to doing? Who are you looking forward to partner with? And what's going on up there?
I'm always open to partnerships. I want to expand more around the different states on the be more persistent and consistent with my reach being outside of Missouri. I do work in other states, but not as often as Missouri. Like St. Louis has just been a place because it's my hometown. It's where my son was. So it's easy for me to keep coming back. And for some reason, God keep pulling me back, but he's connecting me with so many other powerful people. And I'm like, okay, but you said, but you know, sometimes we want to get ahead of ourselves. So, we have our next upcoming event actually December 20th, which is our Christmas Wonderland. Last year we served over 800 kids, or 800 families, and we were able to get 27 families adopted. So what we do for our adoptions, you have laws, you know, gun violence or fentanyl laws, some type of homicide, because we know that the holiday months are the most hardest for those grieving. So we want to make sure that we bring Christmas to the kids, because I know what it was like for me, my first, you know, Christmas, my second, even though I do this portion, Christmas is still hard. I have not put up a tree yet, but I'm like, I can be superhero to somebody else's family and I don't have little kids around. So let's get these little kids that deserve a Christmas, but they don't understand why mom and dad or what, the parents can't get out the bed. So let's bring Christmas to them. So it was really good seeing them. So we will do the same this year. And then the Wonderland is just opened up to all, to come out. So one of our senator and her husband, which was a former state rep, they dress up as Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And then we have elves all around. We have like the 360. It's just a big thing. And I couldn't believe it when like we had all those kids and families. I literally had to stand on the top of the steps and just look around like, this is crazy, like how packed it was, and just seeing so many smiles. Everybody, like whatever anybody was going through, it was left at the door. You just saw happiness. Even I was, happy and had a ball. And so we have that. But for us coming up in the new year, we have several projects that we'll have. I do every year. I bring up about 70 people to the Capitol, so that Missouri Capitol, so we have a presentation about safer summer streets. And so I bring doctors from the ER. I bring law enforcement, parents, youth, saw different type of people, so that because it's a lot of people from rural areas that want to control our city areas. And the same thing is not happening in the rural. They are pretty, I would say, conservative with their firearms. They got them for hunting to protect their cattle and herd, and for hobby, and they lock them up in the safes, and sort of things like that. Our kids are hunting each other. They're not hunting cattle. They are hunting each other, and they walking around with ARs as tall as me. So the same thing you trying to control from your end, you can't control that. And what's happening in St. Louis. So I bring those voices up there, so that it's just not coming from somebody in the community, a mom that lost a son, and they try to say, oh, it's just them. No, let me let y'all hear from all types of people that's in this community and who it affects. And we are doing that March 24th at the Capitol. So anybody is welcome to come to St. Louis, come to Missouri to the Capitol, and go up there with us. We also will have our first gala in June, because June is Gun Violence Awareness Month. But I wanted my baby to stand out because the color is orange for gun violence awareness. But my baby favorite color was green, so everything is green for us. So we have National Green. So I want to make sure that his legacy stands out, and we're going to continue to do our work. Going to continue to partner with JD, whatever he needs. His sister sits on my board, so everything that we are a part of and we do is still a connection to them. His sister has Down syndrome, and my baby brother has Down syndrome. But Paula is very smart, and she speaks for her community. So I want that voice at the table too, because I've never been to a function of, talking about what's the needs in our community, and where I heard someone from, that community with the disability that was at that table, and they spoke because they have feelings too, and they're a part of our community too. So I'm excited to, work with her and come to light in the way that she wants to see her vision, and bring those with disabilities to the tables too, because my little brother asks for my son all the time, and his understanding level is not the same as Paula. So Paula is very advanced, so I need her, and she gets me together. Like if I'm late for a meeting, she'll call me, hey, what are you doing? Where are you at? I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, so she gets the board together, and she let us know. Like she asked me, what do you need me to do? I said, well, you actually can make sure that everybody is at the next meeting, and send out the email. She was like, so basically you want me to do your job? I was like, I'm sorry.
She said, what can I do? That's
She
not
gets
your
us together. She gets us together on that board. So we really need her, and I know Paula does not have a problem with getting anybody else together that's not for the community or not for unity. So I'm like, yep. So yeah.
So I mean, technically VPR Precious is the voice of the people. You know what I'm saying?
Really connecting the dots.
That is the dot connecting that you mentioned that just spreads everywhere. And I love that. I love the inclusivity, right? And allowing people to have a voice that are often marginalized and proven to be voiceless. So that is beautiful. I know we are running into time. JD, before we head out, I think, first of all, give us a little bit about your book, because we want people to run to the Race for What website or Amazon or Barnes and Nobles and go get that book. And of course, we have part 2 coming. But I would also like you to leave us with our positive words for the afternoon.
All right. So
let everyone know where to find you.
The name of the book is Race for What. The website is raceforwhat.com. And the time is now. We have so much more power in just our ability to communicate and come together. And it's really as simple as getting back to them old ways of, asking your neighbor if you need help, asking if your neighbor if, what's going on with themselves, and start to really strengthen our community. We have been trained to, and we'll get into this next time, but we have been trained to be more and more ignorant and more individualistic. And those things we find ourselves in this bubble wishing the world would be different, instead of just going out into the planet and connecting to each other and connecting to life. And once we do that, it's a ball of joy, right? I mean, the connection that we have, FMI, Qiana, when I hear about something going on, I'm reaching out. If it's negative, I'm offering positive. If you hear something about me, you're reaching out to support. Like, it's these type of bonds that are going to bring momentum for us all to just recreate the life that we have. And just realize this world is not life. Pay attention to the trees and the grass and the birds, and pay attention to life, and we can reconnect and rebuild this. Let that other stuff, let Bow Wow worrying about being a YN, let all of that AI ignorance, we can use AI for good. Let the AI ignorance just phase itself out. The less we try and attach to ourselves and change that and just do what we need to do to build a better way, it's going to phase out. We take the power away from that ignorance. So
you the man, JD. You the man.
I love that, VPR.
Facts.
Pay attention to the goal. And community is that, that individualistic bubble that you speak about. I can definitely understand that the further you go on in life and the way we're being taught. So VPR
city, right? We're just taught, like, put your head down, go.
Yeah.
Don't talk to nobody. Don't, like,
it's designed perfectly to make us assimilate into that. And we have to raise our head above the water and go, oh yeah, there's life on that plane too.
That's right. And I'm so glad that you talked about reconnecting with nature. For real, you guys. Go out and hug a tree, appreciate the sunset, appreciate the moon, the clouds, the birds. Just take that minute and enjoy it, right? And get back to that piece of gratitude, and you'll find your inner peace. So you guys are amazing. I cannot wait to come back next week. We need like a whole slew of episodes with you guys, because we have a lot to touch on. But Precious, let everyone know where they can find you and they can follow you as well. And then we'll finish part 2. So you guys better make sure that you tune in.
Okay. So Facebook and Instagram, Breaking Generational Poverty Foundation. My personal Facebook is Precious Tiara Jones. I have a website, www.bgpdaily.org. You can follow us through those.
Great.
Or you can get in touch with me too through Race for What when you order your book. So
okay, that's right.
Go famous promo.
Yeah. All right, you guys, we appreciate you, and we'll see you back for part 2 of JD with JD Mass and Precious Jones. You guys have a fabulous day and remain intentional and purposeful.
Thank you. Thanks to your viewers too.
Thank you.
We shall be chatting soon. JD, Precious, have a blessed day. Sending my heart, my love with you. And thank you for coming on the show. We appreciate you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye, guys. Whew, powerful episode. Bro. I love it.
JD don't got to say much, but when he does speak, it's so impactful.
Always.
If these people have an 8-hour class with him, I can only imagine the ideas and the lives that he's impacted when they walk out of there, because his work is much needed and he does it at a high rate, y'all. Yep. Shabbat Frenchy, I appreciate you throwing up the flames in the chat, man. Share the video. We're going to be cutting it up tonight. I'm going to be DJing the This Is New York concert with Scarlett, presented by Showcase Poppy, XXIV Records, YNVS DJs. We'll be outside. We're going to be in Brooklyn with it.
Dope. Yes.
I got her records loaded up right there. Her manager sent it over. So we're going to be turning up in New York tonight, Brooklyn, 7 p.m. We starting early, getting y'all in and out, man. Yes, we doing our thing tonight.
All right, you guys. Love you for watching always. We will see you next week. And until then, stay intentional, stay positive, and stay grateful. We'll see you next week. Bye.